singing on page 18. This is one of the first songs my father wrote. He was a child, left home, he was lonely. So the title of this song is Alone. Fall soon and fall.
I was just doing things and making things. I didn't know nothing about art. I didn't know how to spell art. I didn't know how to spell the word sculpture. So you can see what I've been trying to do. At the time, Birmingham was considered to be the magic city, because it was about the industrial, it was about, you know, them working in the iron mills and different places like that. You had the iron ore adventurers, and you had those that was digging for coal. You had coal miners. You had so many different places that was actually bringing out of the earth the product to mold the iron with. I really like this piece. It's the silhouette of a woman's face right here. But this here is out of material like tie rubber. I was representing an industrialism, or the industrial attitude of people's working and coming from wherever they came from to work in the city of Birmingham. At the time, Birmingham was considered to be the magic city. And my grandfather and some of his brothers kind of came that journey on horseback, mules or whatever way that they had to get to Birmingham. And after they got here, they went back after their families and moved some of their families up toward the Birmingham area. And Mama began having her children in Birmingham, and Mama had 27 of us on the airport out near Tarrant City area. And I was the seventh of her 27 children. I'm a musician by nature. Maybe that's a new title, musician by nature. I mostly just sing when I'm doing my work. I either sing to kind of comfort myself or make, you know, to please my mind.
since I knew of my dad, you know, he was doing something on the creative side. Once you watch Daddy, you're gonna try something, you know, it's just natural. I think he moved up here when he was about 13. At 13, he lost his grandmother, and then another aunt took him in and raised him up here. His auntie really raised him from like 13, and so we kind of looked at his auntie as more or less being mom, and her husband as being granddad. I'm gonna say a good 90% of his drawings, you know, it's gonna be about ladies. And the question got asked, you know, why do you draw so many ladies? He said, I was raised by ladies, you know, and that's, you know, basically what he knew. When Dad first got started, you know, it was in pipe shop community there. He always had the ambition of being in business, you know. It was something about business that just always turned him. It's a family business, so all the wheels actually start turning out of the family house backyard, you know. So yeah. It was a lot of wheels spinning, a lot of smoke going in a lot of different ways. I can remember, you know, just being able to walk, and he would put me and my older brother on his shoulder, you know, and we'd go hiking through the woods, you know, looking for something for him to create something out of. He used to farm, and we'd raise all these peas and corn and stuff like that, and we would, you know, get out of school, have to go with him, help pick the peas, the corn and stuff, and he would come back and sell it in the community, you know, like, hey, take Miss so-and-so a bunch of peas, she wanted a bunch of peas. And when he collected all the money, regardless of what he collected, although we were young, he would buy that with us, so that made us interested in doing what he wanted us to do. I think the inspiration, you know, really came from just watching him, because sometimes, you know, he would like create something and you just be fascinated over, you know. So I just got into metal work, you know, through trailing behind Dad, because I had, you know, worked out there with him and did, you know, a little bit of machinist work and stuff like that, and you know, just being creative, you know. So I just been dealing with metal, you know, all my adult life. He was a dad, and he had to respect him, you know, as being, you know, father, you know, but on the other sense, he was probably the best friend, you know, that we could have had, you know, growing up. Like I said, even though we were young, he never treated us like we were, like, too young to do this or too young to hang with him or too young for anything. He always brought us in like, you know, a full partner.
We come with music and we leave with music. And the thing about us is that you find out where we go, and you got to always remember that we are nothing but just a grain of sand. Now, as I recall, my mother came out of Greensboro, Alabama. My dad had come out of Selma. And what it was, I don't know if they met here. I believe probably met here in Birmingham. My dad was very good at, to me, he had like a mind and a skill of working with lots of stuff. In other words, you know, you say jack of all trades, like he could do a little everything. I remember my dad trying to do the best she could, made sure that her children got food, got to school. We had to walk to school, and lots of times we walked where it was. Some of them old shoes and stuff sometimes had old holes in them or something. We always made it to school, and when we got to school, it was appreciated by the teacher. We didn't have nothing in them schoolhouses, but she would teach who you were, how important you were, how she loved you. Music involved in everything that we do. It was music from the kitchen or cooking a meal. It was music from going to church. It was music from going to school. Everything that we did, music was in it, because what music is and what it was a release valve. Let's say it like that. It released some of the pressure, and then you were singing some of the songs that your mama and your grandmama were singing. So it was a link, and the closest link we could get back to where we came from, where we were stolen out of Africa. In our music, you will hear sorrow, you will hear love, you will hear want to be free. Everything is wrapped up in the music, but when you say music, what about the other part? The visual side of what your thought is, when all you can see in music is notes and hear notes. What about if you construct something that is your thought pattern and you can see it? Every time you hear an instrument, what it's really doing is imitate the sound of the voice in a way where you can communicate, because the beat of each instrument is the harmonizing of the voice within the human, and I say the human family because we all are one. Within the human family. So it's important for us to teach and learn the way that music, and not only music, what you would say, emotions, the spirit of love and peace, is within our voice, our heart, and our instruments. I'm really as a messenger, I'm like an African messenger, a griot, but I had to go into art to really explain myself. So back in 1989, I asked God for a vision to be able to tell a story that would bring us together, because our family was falling apart. So he said, just pick up that stole away, put together his word with it, and just keep on working. So I worked about 22 years. So I'm just a messenger, and I'm just what you would call a cry in the wilderness. And let those that who have ear to hear, let them hear.